All right. Good morning. Welcome to Freestyle Fridays. Those of you who've been here before know the drill, but if it's your first time, welcome to the call. What I do is try every Friday, every couple Fridays of the month at least. I release what I call Freestyle Fridays. It's uncut, unedited, unscripted, and just some stuff I've got going on in my life, maybe some lessons I've learned. Sometimes it's just a full-on rant about things I don't agree with. So buckle up for the next 10 to 15 minutes or so and see if we can get some good takeaways for you. So today, I want to focus and talk about HYROX, which is a competition that I'm competing in Dallas, Texas on Friday. Those of you who don't know what HYROX is, I'll give you a little brief summary real quick. It's a CrossFit type competition that they've made available to anybody that wants to sign up. There's no real qualifications for it. They have different categories. Myself, I'm going to compete in the upper limb extremity category, since I do have a limb difference, missing half of my left arm. And competition goes like this. Do a 1K run, do 1,000 meter ski erg, 1K run, push a 340-pound sled, 50 meters. Do a 1K run, pull a 250-pound sled. Maybe we're off on that weight. With a rope, pull it 25 meters. Another 1K run. Then you do broad jump burpees for 100 meters, which I'm not looking forward to those. Then 1K run. Then a 250-meter farmer carry, carrying about a 65-pound kettlebell. It'd be more of a suitcase carry for me because I'll only be carrying one. Then another 1K run, followed by 80 meters of sandbag lunges, a 40-pound sandbag on your shoulders, lunging, which your knee hits the ground. Then after that, you do a row, 1,000-meter row. And then you go into, and those may be reversed, so I may be out of order a little bit, but you get the gist. And then after that, you do 100 wall balls. Now, because I'm in the limb difference category, I don't have to throw the ball all the way up. I just have to hold the ball and do 100 full squats, which they sit there and they measure. They'll make sure your hips are dropping below your knees, which is a long way for a guy who's 6'5". Okay, that's a long way down. But so it ends up being at least 8 kilometers of running, and then 8 exercises. All right. So why am I doing that? I'm 53 years old. And I just find that when I chase intentional adversity and I create adversity in my life with physical challenges, it helps me realize exactly who I am and what I'm capable of. So we call it intentional adversity, or the adversity accelerator in my next book. And for me, it's the physical. I can put myself in position that makes me want to quit, that says, hey, if you quit, it's okay. But I continue to find ways to push through it. I've done several different challenges like this, and this is just the next one. So what's my goal for this? Well, the first goal is to get the growth from it, right? Is to realize what's possible, what I'm capable of from training and working hard for the last 100 days we trained, and I'll give you some insights on that in a second. But the second thing is to finish. I want to finish the competition. Here's the cool thing about HYROX. There's no time limit. So I can take as much time as I want. I just can't quit, right? I got to keep moving forward. So that's the thing to remember, is that it's me versus me. It's not me versus all the hundreds, and there's actually thousands of people competing this weekend. I'm not competing against any one of them. It's Chris versus Chris, right? And I know that CJ will be overlooking me, be there. My wife can actually be down on the course with me because she's going to help me use the adaptive equipment we're going to use to get through some of the challenges. Another cool part of HYROX, they let you use your adaptive equipment to compete. And I really don't have a time number. Gosh, I just think about the time and what it ends up being. It ends up being, and then I can look at it and evaluate. Do I want to do it again? Do I not want to do it again? If I do, what did I learn from it? And we'll see. A lot of that really depends on how my body feels at the end, right? So what do you do to get yourself uncomfortable? because we know being uncomfortable and creating adversity or going through adversity, like I say, not around it, not overcoming, but going through it is really the only way to get growth that's sustainable, growth that will stick with you. And we call them receipts. I have receipts, proof I've overcome certain things. So the next time life blindsides me, I have proof I've been here before, right? Like life comes at me this afternoon. I can say, hold on, pause for a minute. I can breathe. Where at in my life have I faced a challenge similar or harder than this and I've made it through? And then if I don't have that receipt or proof that I've done something like that before, that adversity can be extremely challenging. It can push me backwards. It can knock me dead in my tracks. And then I have to look for external receipts. Who has been through something tough before? Who has been through something challenging before that I can go back and learn and listen to, maybe read their book, watch their podcast, see who they are, maybe have a conversation with them and get some advice on how to get through that next level of adversity. Because no matter where you're at, adversity's coming. It's on its way. It's already booked the trip. It's going to show up when you least expect it. And how you respond to it is really what matters. How you look at it and appreciate it for growth is really what matters, right? So what are we doing to get through that piece of adversity? I don't know. I'm getting so passionate this morning. My glasses are fogging up. I guess it's a good sign. But so what has happened over the last few weeks has been interesting as I'm preparing for HYROX. I had multiple things come at me that probably somebody who was less prepared or less understanding of how these things work would have quit and said, oh, we'll do it next time. I was in Las Vegas at a speaking event about a month ago. I got really sick on the way there, sick on the way back, stayed in the hotel room, did very little because I was so sick. Didn't train for 10 days. I had to take a 10-day sabbatical from training because I was not well. Then I got back in the gym, started training. Getting ready to do my full test of all the event itself, like do a full simulated run. Then my wife gets really sick. My son gets sick. My wife ends up in the hospital. First world problems. Our nanny ends up sick too. So I had to clear my calendar for a couple of days, which was great. And I got to clear my calendar for a couple of days and spend it with my son while my wife was in the hospital recovering. She's great now, doing well. She's back to her normal routine. But I was unable to work out for like 7 days again to the intensity levels I needed to. I could do a couple things, but not be at the gym, pulling the sleds, pushing the weight, doing those things. So again, another thing that could have said, hey, stop, quit, don't do this. When you're faced with challenges like that, things that should make you stop or quit, I want you to think of it like this. Whether you have big faith or you just believe in things of the universe, that's totally up to you. And I respect you either way. But for me, I feel like God's testing me. It's a test. Do you really want what you say you do? And I need you to prove it to me, right? I feel like he wants me to prove it to him that I really want to compete in HYROX. I really want to be a successful keynote speaker. I really want to be a multiple-time best-selling author. And he will test you. They will put things in your way that a lot of people consider roadblocks or learning opportunities. And a lot of people take the path of least resistance and go the other way and they follow the crowd. I'm hard-headed enough, just enough to not do that most of the time and understanding what it is. And it took me a long time in life to realize those test days were legitimate and he would test me with intentionality to make sure I really wanted to stay committed to the task at hand. So HYROX, it came at me multiple times, multiple tests. Are you sure you want to do this? Is this what you want to do? Do you want to go out there and make it happen? And the answer is yes. I had to find strength and support from my wife to keep me on track, but I also had to have the belief in myself that I could still go out and do that, even when I've had to miss some training cycles and do some things. I know this is not going to be easy. This is going to be extremely tough, extremely challenging. I'll be tested throughout the event to make sure it's what I want to do. But I can tell you, historically speaking, every time I've been tested or it looked like I should have quit, when I pushed through it, it changed everything. I became a different person on the other side of that test, right? Stronger, more prepared, better to lead, just certain things. Made me a better husband, father, brother, friend, and leader and performance coach because I accepted the challenge, pushed through the test, and then was prepared for the next thing at hand that came to me. Look, I don't want life to be easier. I just want to be better. Okay. And I'll say that again. I don't want life to be easier. I just want to be better prepared to handle the challenges and things that come my way, better prepared to help you on the other side of this to get through adversity as well. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about is, we're heading into 2026. We're almost there. We'll be 5-6 weeks away. If you want to do something different and be better in 26 than you were in 25, if you want to achieve higher goals financially, personally, whatever that is, you should start at the latest today working towards that. Okay. And what I mean is, I got a call this afternoon, a group coaching call that I run with a lot of mortgage and real estate professionals. And what we're going to talk about is thinking and acting different, right? I can't become a better version of myself in 26 if I don't start thinking and acting like somebody different. Like, we talk a lot about production numbers in those meetings. So if you were doing 20 million in business a year, which is a decent number, and you wanted to be 50 or $100 million producer, you have to think and act like that. So if you want to be more fit, you want to be a better father, a better parent, a better husband, a better spouse, you need to think and act differently than you are right now, because the thinking and acting you're doing right now isn't going to take you to that next level. Okay. And I hope that you can take something away from that and have that meeting of the minds with yourself and say, hey, I got to show up differently. However I'm showing up isn't working for the long play, the long run, the big things that I want to accomplish in life. And that's a lesson I've learned the hard way, like most of the lessons I've learned. And that's another reason why we do this call, or we do this podcast, is because if I can help you compress time a little bit, you can learn those lessons a little bit faster, then you can enjoy life a little bit more and become a little bit fuller, how your heart will fill up a little bit easier and doing the big things and the big challenges you want to do. So I will do a follow-up next week after HYROX. I'll be in Dallas Saturday morning at 8:30 Central Time is my start. So I appreciate all the prayers and support that go out there. And if you follow me on Instagram, we'll have some things on Instagram. I'm at one hand at a time. Throughout the competition, we'll have some posts there. We'll have an episode of our docuseries that's going to be recorded there. Logan, our videographer, is going to meet us in Dallas to shoot a ton of content and a ton of video from there. And we'll do the follow-up for next Friday, which would be the Friday after Thanksgiving. But we'll record that and give you some kind of insights, what I learned, how I did, what did I get through? Did I finish the race? Was I able to complete it? And I hope to have some really good stories and some lessons to share with you then. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.